This time I want to talk to you about items that I consider absolutely vital but weren't immediately necessary. You could take some time researching the best options or alternatives that suit your situation, but I really can't imagine a scenario where you don't pick all of these things up within the first year of having a baby. So you don't need these things? Except that you absolutely do, unless you determine that you definitely do not, which you won't, because all of these things are crucial. Solid opening. At some point, you're going to want an adult backpack as a go bag for your kid. A lot of what I'm about to say is probably going to resonate mainly for dads out there, but what I'm talking about here is not a diaper bag and it's not luggage. You need a backpack into which you can put this entire list. 2 full changes of clothes, 2 days worth of diapers, 2 bottles of water, 4 waterproof bags, a full day's worth of formula or food pouches once they're onto solids, a spare set of shoes, a quick read thermometer, a small first aid kit, a few small garbage or plastic grocery bags, a small bag of wipes, some toys, a 1-inch spring clamp, and a tablet. It sounds like a lot, but since it's for a child, most of these things take up very little space. Put the clothes in their own waterproof bag, diapers in another, the thermometer and first aid kits in a 3rd bag, and then have a 4th bag ready to temporarily store any wet clothing. What do I mean by a waterproof bag? Well, you can always get some high-speed tactical if you want, but honestly, some gallon-sized Ziplocs will do the job. To store it all, you just need to make sure you get a backpack with several different sections. Here is the backpack I've been using for the past 6 years. I'm pretty sure they know what a backpack is. Ooh, props. Of course you love props. Do you think ventriloquists are amazing too? You think ventriloquists are amazing too? Not what I said. They are amazing. Especially when the puppet talks to an audience member and the audience member talks to the puppet, even though they know it's just a Muppet that somebody illegally hunted and stuffed. But now, some guy wears it on his arm and makes us think it's alive again. It's so magical. What's your favorite thing about ventriloquists? When they stop. So you think that... I wish they'd never stop too. So, specifically, not what I said. You want to watch a Jeff Dunham special? I'd rather burn the house down with all of us in it. Oh, Jeff does bring down the house. Stop that. Now I want to go back to the part where Muppets are real and they're hunted for sport. And turned into ventriloquist dummies. And due to poaching, there are hardly any wild Muppets left. Do you think that's why you don't see Muppets in everyday life? Like Sesame Street. Like on Sesame Street. It's so sad. I bet Muppet steak is delicious. Nope. I'm drawing the line at delicious Muppet meat. Returning to the point of this video. Now, if you do not possess the discipline to replenish this bag every time you come home, then tuck it in a closet or under your bed. Treat it like an emergency service that you can grab if the house is on fire. Just leave yourself a reminder to check it and update it every 6 months. However, if you can maintain it and resupply it every time you bring it home, this is literally your child's umbilical cord when they leave the house. You can hand it to the grandparents or babysitters, knowing that it has everything that they could need for the rest of the day. Keep it by the door, and every time you walk out of the house with your kid, just sling the pack and you don't need to worry about anything. Even if someone T-bones your car and you have to wait 5 hours for the cops and the tow trucks to sort the shit out, you're fine. You have everything you need to survive being trapped in a snowstorm for 48 hours or hike for a whole day along a desert highway looking for a gas station. Or maybe, while caring for an infant, try to avoid the kind of travel that might result in being trapped in a desert or blizzard. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. So if you are able to maintain your infant go bag, you will be amazed at the time and energy you see other people waste scrambling to make sure their diaper duffel is ready. Do you feel a rant coming? He's definitely building steam. You will also be appalled when you see what happens to those bottomless sacks of useless shit within 6 months. They become this torturous, sticky wasteland of crumpled, possibly used tissues, broken toys, half-empty bottles, and disheveled diapers covered in cookie crumbs and lint. They also weigh 40 pounds and take up an entire car seat. But if you paint a face on it, you can let it ride shotgun and use the carpool lane. Don't live your life like this. Have a go bag and respect it. The spring clamp is crucial for when you need to use a public restroom. You can pick one of these up at Lowe's or online for really cheap, and it's perfect for creating impromptu hooks. A 1-inch spring clamp can fit onto 90% of the stall doors in this country, and then you can hang the bag, keeping it upright at eye level. It also makes sure you don't have to worry about the bag sitting in whatever nasty filth you are inevitably going to encounter on the floor of a public restroom. We've seen things. Oh, remember that time in Columbus when we went to the rest stop and please don't. Next, we have diaper bins. Holy hell, diaper bins. These things are amazing. Look, I don't know if you're aware of this, but even a small pile of diapers leaves an impression. Imagine a fish cannery that hasn't been cleaned in 30 years, where a herd of constipated elephants were murdered with a concentrated toxin of skunk oil and hatred, and the entire mess is left in the sun for 2 days. Seriously, diapers are awful. But diaper bins are fantastic because they seal the top so you can't smell anything. Then when you want to throw the bag away, you lift the bin, revealing the bag, which also extends the bag. Then you just tear off the full one, tie the ends, and you're good to go. It is an inspired and effective design, and I highly recommend keeping one next to your changing station. Next, baby dog bed. It's probably not what they're called, but these things are fantastic. Once your kid starts to roll over, they become a danger to themselves and everyone around them. They'll suddenly be in a different spot when you turn around and you're going to hurt yourself, desperately trying not to step on them. In the beginning, all your kid did was eat, sleep, and bitch. Now, they will roll right off the couch. But if you have a baby dog bed or two, you can step away for a second. These tiny humans can't get over the lip of the bed, so you can be certain that they will be precisely where you left them. You can also safely let them sleep on the couch without worrying they'll roll themselves into an emergency room visit. White noise machine. You would be doing yourself and your child a favor if you were to pick up a white noise machine to help them sleep. In my house, we have one that does a muted light show on the ceiling and can play a variety of sounds from a forest at night to a thunderstorm on the beach. I love this thing because not only does it help my kid fall asleep almost instantly, it also covers the sounds of me doing stuff at the end of the day, like chores, near my kid's room. A quick read thermometer. You should grab one of those forehead ear thermometers. It's a nearly instant read, and there are going to be plenty of times that you need to check your kid's temperature in the coming years. I love these things. They're easy to use, and you don't have to make your kids sit somewhere with a glass, mercury-filled stick in their mouth for 5 minutes. Who thought that was a good idea? Safety devices. You're going to want to get the plastic outlet covers naturally. You should also grab a few cabinet locks so that you don't have to hide basic cleaning supplies in the basement. These are also good just for keeping your kid from dumping pots and pans on the floor. Consider getting corner covers for pointier furniture. Kids fall down a lot, particularly the first year or two of them walking. Coffee and end tables tend to be at the perfect height for a corner to do some serious damage. And if you're one of those generally clumsy people, who knows? You may just want to leave these things on permanently. Baby jails. Now all of that is pretty standard, but this next thing I endorse rigorously. Go get you some baby jail. I'm sure they have an industry name, but let's be honest. Once you set these up, the only way to describe what you have built is to call it what it is. Baby jail. I cannot recommend these things enough. You can set them at the top and the bottom of stairs. You can block off the entrance to any room. You can wall off your electronics or bookshelves rather than boxing that stuff up for the next few years. They're also very easy to arrange to fit a room or put away as needed. You can fold up 8 of them, toss them in the trunk, and baby-proof any home you visit. Your friends can bring their dog over, and you can keep it away from your kid or out of the kitchen. You can create a path to the toilet for the elderly people you've trapped in the attic to collect on their Social Security. Don't do that. The list of possible uses is limited only by your current needs and imagination. I still have some in my living room to keep the cat out of the TV stand. They're also incredibly durable, so when you no longer need them, they can be handed down to friends or relatives recently afflicted with offspring of their own. Your grandchildren could easily be put in the same baby jails your kids once used. Hell, your grandkids may end up using these baby jail panels to protect you from coffee tables in 60 years. I'm just saying, you're going to get your money's worth. This content brought to you by your favorite cola brand. Which one? How could it matter? They both taste like carbonated hatred with a hint of caramel, so let's not pretend any of us picked a side based on the flavor. Cookie Cola and a burger is as American as apple pie, which was invented in Europe in the 14th century. Apple trees that produce edible fruit aren't even native to North America. But having a pep smear is even more American because there's an extra flag color. Who cares that they've been robbing us for years by making us care about the color scheme while they've been filling their cans with the same brown dishwater? So clever! And here to demonstrate the complete lack of difference is our blind taste test victim. Volunteer. Involuntary volunteer. What did you do? You guys watch a lot of Dexter, don't you? We've secretly replaced one cola with leaky batteries soaked in month-old coffee. Oh, we're gonna be on Fox News. Let's see if our victim, volunteer, could tell the difference. I need to go to the hospital. There you have it, folks. Drink all you want, they'll charge more. So the full list of items I highly recommend you purchase, but aren't necessarily crucial, are a backpack with basic supplies for at least 24 hours. Diaper bins. A baby not for dogs bed. Seriously, if you have a dog, don't be trash and let your baby sleep in the dog's bed. Get your baby their own dog bed. You know what I mean. White noise machine. Quick read thermometer. Safety measures like outlet covers, corner bumpers, and cupboard locks. And lastly, trust me on this, get that baby jail set up. Now, I cover baby bottles separately over there. They get their own episode because it's important enough that I wanted you to be able to search for just that topic. I also had a lot more to say about them than would fit on a list, so click, I don't know. See you in the next. Oh, it just keeps going. You can hand it to the grandparents or babysitters knowing that it has everything. Really, oh my God, that was terrible. Boom, 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 boom. Killing me. Naturally, oh wow, that was terrible. I can't manipulate props and talk. You can set them up at the top of on a lit. Oh my God, that was terrible. Holy crap, I should have cut this stuff out.